Tonight on Raw, Sting has finally made his appearance, but you know what? It's glad to see him on Raw, and who does he go after? Seth Rollins. Stay tuned, as we are in the moment.
Now get the guns, the drugs, from my generation, I'll take the fall, the states, and across the nation, and it's a sin, the guns, the fake, the fraud, they're messing with me. Come on, let's get it out.
Of course, I have the hardcore crew here with me. First, he is my sidekick. He's my partner. He is the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. And Reedy!
We have back from a long-awaited time, James from the Big Easy. Welcome back to the show.
What's that?
And last but not least, we have the incomparable Lance Moss over from YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV. Lance, what's going on, man?
Testify.
You know, guys, we need to talk about both. We wanted to talk about just about the Sting return, but I think we could also talk about the Dudleys making an epic return, and it's clearly that they're going after a title run.
Yeah, well, as they say, the Dudleys made an epic mark in the WWE, and when they came out down that ramp, I made an even bigger mark in my underwear.
Yeah, I think the whole entire WWE Universe, wrestling fans in general, marked the fuck out when he saw them, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. They put Xavier Woods through the table, and it was just awesome to see them back. Let me ask you, Andy, do you foresee 3D actually winning the titles, or do you think they're just there to push them?
Not sure about winning the titles, but I think they're there to give them a bit of a push. And I'd like to see Mr. Ass and Road Dogg come back, just give them a bit more of a push and a bit more of a boost.
Now, while we're still talking about this, we know that the Hardy Boys over on TNA, they not seem to be getting that big of a pop as they usually would. Lance, let me ask you, do you think if they came back to the WWE, they would get the pop as similar as they did with the Dudley Boys?
Most definitely, because as Joe has told us in the past, let's face it, WWE is big fish in a big pond. In TNA, they're just big fish in a little pond.
James, your thoughts?
Really? I'm going to say this. I was in a meeting, but when I saw it on Twitter, I'm like, what? I mean, yeah, they had their little small stint in TNA. I didn't really expect them to come back. And them going after the titles, I think they might do it, because remember, they did give the New Age Outlaws a title. Why not give the Dudleys one more title run?
Hey,
and that's a very
James,
valid point.
Sorry, hey James, did you just say a homeless person's just gone past? Sure it wasn't Bray Wyatt looking for a new job now they've got a new team member?
Damn.
And again, we were going to do just talk about Sting, but I think, tonight is going to be the Raw reaction. During the match, they were having a rematch from last night's SummerSlam, which we will be talking about tomorrow night on our regular edition of In the Moment with the full crew. But Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns versus the Wyatts. And during the match, who comes out?
The black sheep of the family.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they are calling him, the black sheep of the family. And his name was Braun Stowman, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, and he was an actual strongman who's won several competitions. And he just dominated in the ring. He made Roman Reigns look like a bitch, Andy.
Yep, no two ways about it. He's if you check him out on the usual Wikipedia pages, he's won the Arnold Schwarzenegger competition a couple of times, and legitimate strongman, unlike our friend Mark Henry. So at least Mark Henry's got a play friend he can do tug-of-war with. But yeah, dominant figure. Don't know much about his wrestling background, as he only started in June this year, so he ain't got much of a wrestling background. He's just going to be a tough guy to beat.
And you did bring up an interesting point. Lance, even though this Braun Stowman had an epic start, because he has such limited wrestling background, do you foresee him having longevity in the WWE, or do you see him turning out to be like another jobber like Mark Henry?
Well, let's face it. Hey, Mark Henry has had longevity in this company. He debuted in 96.
True, but look at the stature that he's at now.
Oh yeah, but then again, when you get later in your career, you turn jobber anyway. Look at Show. And, well, hopefully he has more talent than the last person they brought straight from developmental into the main roster.
James, your thoughts about the black sheep of the Wyatts coming in?
Really, you see, he's been in developmental, but he hasn't been on NXT. He only been doing the NXT live shows. The thing is about him is that I feel that if he sticks with the Wyatt family, I think he might have longevity.
So I think this might leave Eric Rowan out in the cold.
Well, I've heard they possibly might go with 4 members.
That's another thought. I mean, we've also talked about how we would like to see Sister Abigail come in, but yet that's yet to happen.
And I do know where we have seen this guy before. He was a Rosebud.
No kidding. So that's kind of interesting that they made him from a Rosebud to NXT and now finally to this huge monster of a character. And I could really, if they play it right and they work him right, he can go far in this company. But again, what happens after the Wyatt family, that's where the big question mark is. But let's talk about, of course, the main segment of the night. Seth Rollins was out making this long speech about how he's a legend, how he's immortal, how he's the man. And to be honest with you guys, I think that segment got very, very dry and very, very boring. And once they unveiled what was supposed to be his statue, who's underneath it? But the icon Sting, and everybody just went fucking nuts, including me. I'm like, yes. Triple H and Stephanie get out of the ring real quick. Sting pretty much takes out Seth Rollins. Rollins rolls out, but he leaves the WWE Championship behind, and we see the icon reach and slowly look at the WWE title, and that leaves a big question mark. Guys, at the next pay-per-view, it's official. Sting will be taking on Seth Rollins for the WWE title. Now, Andy, I want to ask you, do you foresee Sting winning the title, or do you think he's just going to push him?
I just think that Sting will look like he's going to win, and he'll just get fudged out of it. He's just not going to hold the title. I just don't see it at all.
Fair enough. James, Sting coming back to Raw tonight, what was your thoughts?
Well, it's kind of was expected he was going to come up, but I didn't expect him to be part of beating up Seth Rollins. I thought he was going to do his own segment with somebody else. But then he comes out, beat up Seth Rollins, kind of restarts him versus the Authority. And really, it's that, now your question is, will Sting win the title? I say maybe. I'm actually thinking he may hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He could be one of the few who actually have held the WCW, WWE, and TNA titles.
And that is a very valid point, because I don't think any other wrestler's ever done that, if I'm not mistaken, because, Hulk Hogan was over in TNA, but he never won the title. Lance, let me ask you, do you foresee, it's a question of the night, do you foresee Sting winning the WWE title? Do you think he still has it?
Well, quite possibly. I don't think it'll be like a very lengthy run. Like, I could even see an instant cash-in. It just depends on what is in his contract. But I think he could definitely make a nice little title run.
Yeah,
it's actually a get-out clause they could have to get everybody blowing the wrong trumpet. Everyone thinks that Sting is going to be fighting for the main championship title because they haven't said they're going to put both titles on the line. If they just say it's a championship title match, Sting will win the match, but they'll give him the USA title and say, that was the belt you were going for, didn't we say? Strange.
That is a very it's a possibility.
I really
here's something I want to spin on you guys, if I may. WrestleMania, Sting lost the match against Triple H. Clean. Now, this is going to be a second match in WWE. So you got to wonder, will they give him the win? Or are they going to job him out again? Andy, I know how you feel about TNA wrestlers coming over to WWE. Do you really think that he's going to get jobbed a second time in a row?
I don't think he's going to get jobbed. We're all going to get jobbed because they're going to give him the title that we don't think they're going to get. He's not going to get, definitely 100% not going to get the World Championship. I can categorically state he will not get the World Championship. He will probably get a title, and like I say, it'll be the USA title. Somewhere along the line, they can double-cross the guy and say, no, that was the title you were fighting for. We just said you were fighting for the championship. Did we say the World Championship? Sorry, our mistake. So the fans are going to be off the seat, jumping up and down. And yes, Sting has won, but really they've pulled the rug out of everybody's feet. Shat on him. I don't see them giving Sting a title run in the WWE. To disrespect him like they did at WrestleMania, they've got nothing good for that guy.
WWE.com has said it's for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, not the United States.
He's not going to win that.
So-
Guaranteed. I'll put my career on it.
Okay, you're going to put your career on it. And you know what, guys? Now we want to know what your thoughts are. What do you think about Sting returning? What do you think about the Dudley returning? And, of course, what do you think about the new Braun Stowman, the black sheep of the Wyatts, making his debut? Put your comments in the comment section below. And please follow us on Facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And take that a few seconds to subscribe to us over at YouTube.com/HWR Show. And tomorrow night, we will be going a full review of SummerSlam, and I'm sure we'll also be talking about tonight's Raw reaction. So please, make sure you follow us, and I want to say for everyone here, I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you. Thank you for listening to this edition of In the Moment. Make sure you follow us at any one of our locations, whether it's YouTube, Dailymotion, and now SoundCloud.com under the name HWR Show. Until the next time, this is your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.